Fuck it, we're doing this live. I haven't even gotten the background music up yet. What background music should I go for? Give me a second. My brain is slow. It's like almost 1 a.m. I shouldn't be doing this, but somewhere in the back of my mind, I thought to myself, let's just do it. I credit this one. Double check. I like that if I do use music that I properly credit it. But you know, we'll see. I can't tell. All right. Well, it doesn't matter, I guess. This is the one I'm thinking. No, this is the one. Yes. Nice, soothing. See you again. Remix. Anyway, welcome to Anime Fan RK2K here with a really dumb idea. So I decided to myself, you know, it'd be really great idea. And it's not, so you know, don't think it is. But it'd be a really great idea if I made a tier list of every servant in Fate Grand Order as my oops I did not stream last week, essentially. So there's a little bit over 200 servants in Fate Grand Order in the North American servers, as they say, the NA servers. And I figured this will be the best way to kick off February on the YouTubes. Got my webcam back. Don't even have my hat, so I'm wearing my Grand Pooh Bear hat. Oh, it looks nice. Shouts to him. He's very entertaining. And so as you can see from the screen, right, I have my tiers as follows, right? They have favoritism. They automatically go there if they're one of my favorite servants. You can't stop me from doing that. You know every Nero is going to make it there. So that's just too bad. But to me, they are the best. I hate the S star or S plus tier, so I made an S star. I made an S asterisk tier anyway. So essentially, the tiers should be semi-self-explanatory. I'm going to do servants for the most part that I've used, but I have never used them, or I'm never going to use them. They're gonna go in this category, and that's including servants that like I would throw on my team just to get freaking like event items or points and stuff. Otherwise, they would never have been put on my team in the first place. Is why I'm gonna count them there in the never using category. There's gonna be quite a few there as well. So I don't mind if that like just falls off the screen. No one will care about that, right? Otherwise, the S plus, the S asterisk tier, I believe, is servants that everyone's going to have to use at least once, minimum, and not because like it's MASH, although she, you know, she's S plus tier anyway. Maybe in her favoritism, but no, she's definitely S plus. It's these servants that like you would, if you had them, you'd rely on them and use them constantly. And if you don't have them, these are the servants you look for on your support list. S tier are just top tier servants, just servants that are very good, either by themselves or sometimes in certain team comps. I would conclude for the S and or A tier. Are you going to like the B to C tier? Those are gonna be servants that have very specific niches that they can fill. Niches that they can fill. So if they fill a niche, they might make it there because they do something very well. I'm gonna waste about 4 hours of my life, King. Don't stick around. This is gonna be long. There's 200 some odd characters to put into this tier list. And they're D tier. I use them. I just nope. They're just bad. So. I have the Wikipedia here, the Wikia, the fan Wikia, just in case I need some extra advice. It's almost 1 a.m. I know, right? Well, this is a good part about having weekends off, right? It's okay, actually. On average, on a Friday night, I sleep at like 5 a.m. anyway, so this is gonna be fine. It's a good waste. I mean, a good usage of my time. It's not a waste at all. Let's start with Mash Cure Light. She's an easy S plus tier. Oh, okay. Have a good night, King. Get some rest, man. That's understandable. Have to get a car in the morning. Awesome. Anyway, Mash Light. If you play Fake Grand Order, she's the first servant you get, and she's just easily top tier. Easily. Yo, either Minecraft or Among Us, man. We'll do it. All right. I'll see you then. Dude, I found Elytra in Minecraft. Speaking of, yo, I found it off stream. But I found it. Yo, I'm gonna show you guys the path that I took tomorrow. It's gonna be great. I play Minecraft off stream too, and you know, that's a problem because I think things like find the Elytra and the Dragon Head because I found my first end ship finally. So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, have a good night. Anyway, Mash Light, easy S asterisk here. I'm not gonna say plus or star. S asterisk. Sounds really obnoxious when I say it that way, and you know what? I appreciate that. She is the best, one of the best, if not the best support servant in the game. She has insanely decently good skills, great cooldowns for all of them. She oh yeah, this also gonna include Taruno Kagekyo, best girl. Yes, I can agree. You know what? I can see where you're coming from on that one. You know, Mash, she does it all. Great defenses, doesn't have any weaknesses, doesn't have any strengths on the flip side. Has great skills both in her regular form and her Ordnance form. And on top of that, she costs 0 party. What is it called? I don't know what the party thing is called. Anyway, she costs 0 cost to put in your party. In a game where Saber Alter, Jean Alter. So yeah, Mash is like easily one of the best servants in the game, period. It's not even favoritism. She just, all her skills are amazing. And her first skill in Ordnance one will get a buff in the future, which will make her disgustingly good. Look at the Kaptan Yamato that looks like Virgil. I'm not sure who Virgil is because I don't know DMC. I'm sorry. Saber, Arjoy Pendragon. She's a favorite of mine personally, but I'm not gonna put her there. I think we're gonna put her in a solid A tier. I have over 200 of these to get through, so let's do it. So in the case of Saber, the reason why she's A tier is because she got buffs on her skills that she desperately needed. There's so many Sabers. There are way too many. There are too many Sabers. I agree. So she's good for farming, and farming is one of the biggest things you can do in Fate Grand Order. She has a 30% battery on her 3rd skill now, so you can get 30% NP charge, and with that 100% you do stuff. This is original Saber. This is OG Saber. So OG Saber I think is top tier, A tier. You know what? I'm gonna put her bumper to B tier. Very useful, but you know she's not S tier. You can let us say where she's naked. Only in the Fate Stay Night. Original. Arrogant version. I'll put her B tier. She's great for farming. She has very limited uses. I have mine at MP5, so mine's actually especially useful. I should discuss that. Some of these I'm gonna talk with like all of them with max skills, but otherwise, you know, the MPs are gonna vary based off of like my experiences. MP5, she's pretty good, I would say. She does decent damage, but she gets outclassed by the next two in terms of damage potential alone, which is kind of funny. And yes, Umu is also coming. She's actually the 5th servant, 4th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th servant in the game. So with that said, I'm gonna go to Saber Alter, solid A tier. Saber Alter does what regular Saber wish she did, except she doesn't have the skill upgrade to go alongside her. But with that said, she's still like very good. She does pound for pound. She does I think more damage with her Noble Phantasm, which just is very useful for like harder things. She's not just a farming servant. Saber is excellent for farming specifically because she has 30% battery, but Saber Alter is better for you know. No. There's differences in like how their MP scale and stuff, and the fact that Saber Alter is also a 4-star is essentially having Saber for like less cost in your team, which is also very useful. you don't get the 30% battery, but the 30% battery really only helps for like farming, because with Saber Alter you're just bursting him damage. Then we got Saber Lily. I'm gonna put her in B tier as well. I think people would disagree with that, but Saber Lily, like, I think has the most damage from the three of them with her Noble Phantasm at max skills. But that still doesn't change the fact that she's very much stat-wise like a 3-star with a 4-star cost, and that really drags her down. Like, her stats could just be better, and they're not. So yeah, I'm putting her in B tier. It's like if I was gonna like have a full, like, if I was like to sort them by like how good they are in their tiers, she'd be a lower B tier. You know, I still wouldn't say she's C tier yet. She's not a specific niche, so she doesn't go to C or D yet. The C tier yet, like, which the BC is reserved for that. And we got Powderil. She's a 4, you know, right there. Favoritism, easy. Aka Saber has been my favorite Saber face for like the longest time, despite Okita and stuff. What's the name of the Boing Boing Saber and Saber Alter with a crown? I think it's just Saber. It's just Saber Lancer, right? Or are you talking about? That's how I think it is. Anyway, we'll get to them anyway. So yeah, no, you know, Nero is literally just top favoritism. She's one of my favorite servants, so she's going there. Siegfried C tier. He does specific jobs very well, and that's the problem. Like, he's a good Dragon Slayer. He's a great Dragon Slayer, in fact. But other than that, like, he just feels very unremarkable. He needs like 5 buffs at least, like, be on par with like other 4-stars. In fact, like, he's probably better than technically Saber Lily, but at least Saber Lily's MP does a little bit more damage and isn't very she's not specific enemy type locked like Siegfried is, and for that, so nice Siegfried. S tier easy for Julius Caesar. He is a great Saber, 3-star. Literally people call him the 3-star Okita because of how good he is. Did I play Neptune in reverse? Not yet. I'm waiting for the English release. NA release? Anyway, yeah. So I haven't played it yet, but I will when it comes out, probably. I played every Neptunia game. It's not gonna stop with that one. Anyway, Julius Caesar is a 3-star Saber, and he's considered, especially with like buffs on top of that he's gotten, he's considered the best. So you catch you. Don't worry, I'll do it. He's like one of the best single target sabers in the game, if not the best single target saber in the game for quick. And might be for others too, because he's 3-star in cost and has the damage that matches like 5 stars. He outdamages Okita, which is kind of sad for me because I use Okita more, but Okita is a 5-star, he's a 3-star in cost, and that makes him very versatile, very useful, just overall very good. Chimera is unfortunately not a usable servant in NA, so, or else I would rank her. Alright, then we got Altera! I think that's a simple for me. I just like Altera. It's like, you know, she's tan, and I appreciate that. That's just favoritism. Okita, no, she isn't. Okita Alter, unfortunately, is not. We'll get to her in a moment, though. Gilda Rays, I don't really use him. I never use him, actually. So, I'm probably going to continue that. He has a niche with like a support Noble Phantasm that's arts, and I don't really see the point in that when I have better support arts Noble Phantasms. We'll get to them later, but like Jones, Media Lilies, Merlins, you know. Anyway, so like I don't really see a use for using Gil's Ray Saber. So I just don't. So he's going to my never user pile. Sorry, yo. Chevalier is C tier. Chevalier has a very interesting niche, and let me look it up. There's Chevalier de Leon. Chevalier de Leon. First skill, increase zone defense. Whatever. Second skill, removes own debuffs, increase one own debuff resistance for 3 turns. Third skill, 500% chance to draw attention of all enemies to self for 3 turns, recovers own HP. So, she has her own self taunt. On rank up, she has an arts Noble Phantasm that reduces all enemies' attacks for 3 turns, reduces their defense for 3 turns, and has a chance to charm all enemies for 1 turn. Unfortunately, at overcharge 500, it's only 70%, so don't rely on that. But the minus, these are based on NP level, minus 30% and 30% attack and defense makes Chevalier actually pretty interesting to use as a saber. Like, pretty interesting. But with that said, that's a niche that doesn't really need filling. Chevalier also has, like, you know, the problem being like an early game saber, so they have like very low hits on their cards. So, like, you know, you got a Brave Chain that has, like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 hits instead of like the crazy ones that we get later on. So kind of stinks. You know, bonus points for being voiced by Saito Chiwa. She's a great VA, so I appreciate that. And like I said, there is a niche that can be filled with Chevalier, so cannot be D tier, at least C tier. Hey, look, it's Emiya, Archer. I am the bone on my sword would be favoritism if he recite his full unlimited bladed works, but everybody who does NPs would complain about that. Putting him A tier because I think after strengthening, he is pretty good as an archer, actually. He's surprisingly good as an archer. He's not S tier in his in it. But he's also gonna have the increase on crit star gen and increase on crit damage, which is a very weird clairvoyance, but it's better than his current clairvoyance. Some crit star generated by 32% level 10 or 100. Listen, yeah, 100%. Oh wait, he gets an upgrade to Projection Magecraft A. Trace on EX. Increase on quick arts and buster performance ++. Select on NP command card type between arts or buster for 1 turn. Oh, that's right. That's right. Never mind. He's S tier now because now that you can change his MP, you can do crazy arts chains, right? Yeah, you can do crazy arts chains with MP. He could refund his own NP back now. He's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good now. Also, his projection goes from 40% to 50%, which is much needed for him because there's another welfare archer that was coming up that was outshadowing him like easily. I forgot he got Trace on EX. That's so good. That makes him so good. That makes him S tier easily. He's not a staple in everything. Like, he's not the you'll use him if you have him, and if you don't have him, you'll use him in the support. But it's still solid S tier. Because Trace on EX is literally what you need. 50% buffs to all of his cards, all 3 card types. Plus being able to change his MP type to arts. It's just big. Just big. Second skill going from 32% crit star generation to 100% star generation and 100% crit damage. Also big. Big. Also, just so you know, that Trace on EX, Projection Main Credit in general, they're all 5 turns. 5-turn cooldowns are pretty sick, and for that skill, it's well deserved. He needed it, and it's well deserved. It makes it put us in S tier. Gilgamesh to S asterisk tier. I think there's not much I can say. He's just super solid. He's always been a great servant killer. You know what? Actually, I would bump him down to S tier because there are times when you don't use him. So in that case, I'll give him at S tier. But realistically, almost any time that you want to kill a servant Gilgamesh is just a great choice. So he's a great servant killer, and he'll always be a great servant killer for like everyone but like what, like 7 servants. Robin Hood, easy A tier for me. I'm almost tempted to put in favoritism as well. Robin Hood, in my opinion, just is overall a very interesting niche. He does poison, and on top of that, let's get the Robin Hood stats up. He inflicts poison for 500 damage for 5 turns to all enemies. He actually will work very well if you decide to make poison teams later. But he has a 5-turn cooldown for a 5-turn skill, and that's just always good. Also reduces enemy attack by 15% for 3 turns on a 5-turn cooldown. That's not terrible. He has increased his own MP generation by 30%. Not great skill. And he has May King, ignores evasion for a turn, grants self evasion for a turn, gains crit stars, 20 stars on a 6-turn cooldown. That May King skill just really saves him and takes him from like, it would have taken him from like here to here. And people will be like, oh, isn't that too high? But his Noble Phantasm is also really great. If he ever gets a buff in like his hits or something, he just deserved the spot I'm giving him instead of the spot I want him to have. But I think he's deserving of that A spot. I actually used Robin Hood many times in a pinch, and he has served me very, very well. So I'm gonna keep him at A tier. I know that's probably favoritism. He should probably be closer to B. Some people would put him in C because his niche with poison. But I think the attack down by 15%. It's just enough to like eke by like a few battles. So I'll keep him there. Atalant, C tier. I feel like Atalant unfortunately gets the short end of the stick. End of the stick. Also at oh, there it is. So Atalant's realm is like, oh, she did get a buff. All right, it puts her quick to 50%. That's cool, I guess. She has 1,000% star absorption for a turn, which is a great skill. Has 4-turn cooldown. Reminds me of Rama's actually. And she has MP generation rate by 50% for 6 turns. She has a B plus on her with her interlude 2 for Phoebus Catastrophe. My problem is that Atalant is not a. She's a burst party support quick servant that does damage. So she's a mid-range burst support / damaging quick servant. And realistically, things that are not 3 turns, all her skills are 1 turn, 1 turn, 1 turn, except her MP generation on her 3rd skill, which is for 3 turns. The evasion's for 1. Like, if she had 2 more turns on one of the 1st or 3rd skill on the evasion or on the if the quick performance was for 50% was for 3 turns, that actually busted. It should be very usable and usable. But for now, I think she just falls under Scotty memes, and in that case, you know, she goes here in the C tier. She's not trash. She's not trash by she's not D tier. She's not dumpster tier by a long shot, but she goes there. There's no such thing as a bad 3-star archer. I'm gonna stick with that, and I'm gonna put Uriel in the A tier. I think she deserves it. She can carry you through Camelot because there's a lot of males who go, oops, all screwed by a Uriel. Uriel is a great male killing servant as in the 3-star thing. She's like budget Gilgamesh against males only. Sometimes it feels like that's how good she is. She can get her MP back pretty quickly with some decent support as well, and then that means that you can probably like loop. You could probably like get off with her 3-turn arts up. You could probably get off some. Uriel. With her 3-turn arts up, 30%. You could probably get off some decent damage on top of stunning male servants. Yeah, and just so you know, she's great against males. Male charm chance 100% on her Siren Song, which is her 2nd skill. Once you rank up her Eye of the Uriel, 12 turns damage. She has a anywhere from 100 to 200% chance of charming a male enemy for a turn. She could literally pause servants in their tracks. She also has Bloodsucker C, which is not that good of a skill. 80% drain chance is not 100, or it's not a guaranteed drain. But she does charge her own MP up by 27%. That does need a buff. If she gets a buff though, she might be like considered like an actual like solid A tier, and not instead of a all archers are good enough to be A tier. But I think she's a great servant. She's phenomenal. She's very good. She's been very good in like some like story chapters and in some events. I think in Onigashima there was a node where one of the it was Roshoman. Well, yeah, I think it was Roshoman. Where one of the demon gates was male, considered male. So Uriel just sits there and go, boom, you're dead. One shot, I believe. There was another one where Ushiwaka Maru one shot the caster too. That was really good. Anyway, Stella, easy S tier. Easy S tier for Arash. So Arash does what these guys all want to do, and it's just he NPs, does a lot of damage, pieces out. It's what you need in a servant. He's low star, he's 1 star, he's great. He does his job well. And for that, I think he's a solid S tier. I think Arash is a shining example of what other lower star servants should be. More so than Ramen and Uriel even. And he's a starter on top of that. Pretty dang good. Kukulin, S tier. Don't expect him to crit ever, unless you have a 100% chance of critting. Otherwise, protection from arrows is disgusting as a skill. It's so busted. I don't even know. I don't know what else to say. Like, I guess we can look at his skills a little more in depth. He gets Shoal of 4 branches instead of Battle Continuing HEA. Grants Self Guts status 1 time 5 turns, which is I think what it does right now, right? And revives with 2500. So he still revives 2500. Increase own attack based on own remaining HP for 3 turns. Attack formula equals 20% plus 30% times 1 minus current HP divided by max HP. So you can get up to 50% is what they're saying, but realistically you'll have between like 20 and 50. So I'd say treat that like a 25-30%. If it revives, like, you know, it's gonna have like, it's gonna be like 30 easy. He has protection from arrows, which is a 5-turn cooldown, grants self evasion for 3 attacks, and increases his defense by 16%, which sucks. No one cares about that. And he has disengage. Removes own debuffs, recovers HP. Pretty good. It's pretty solid overall. Kukulin. He has protection for arrows, which instantly makes him really good. He is, if you put him like with what's the C called? It's the one with anyway. If you put him with like the C that gives him invulnerability 3 times, literally he'll never take damage. And then you just like he's a great cleanup servant. Like if you ever make mistakes and you reach him, he's there to fix all your problems, baby. Don't use him against sabers though, because sabers are so annoying. Then we got Elizabeth Bathory. I have to look her up actually because I don't remember all her skills. Oh yeah, she has Sadistic Charisma, increases party attack for 3 turns, further increases attack of female allies except herself for 3 turns. A tier, easy. She has a 40% battery for female, and there's so many females in this game that's just good. She gives a 20% defense down for 1 enemy. It's like whatevs. It's okay. And she gives herself guts, also whatevs. It's just literally her Sadistic Charisma. You can literally just level her first skill up and just have a great servant. No one cares about a Noble Phantasm. It does deal defense ignoring, deals damage that ignores defense buffs to all enemies, which is okay. And reduce their buff success rate by 20% for 3 turns. That's also like whatevs. It also does curse damage, but like you really need to get it higher than 100%. Do you really feel those effects? For me personally, she's hard to use because she needs Dragon Fangs. I have a lot of Saber Faces, so having a lot of Saber Faces and having Dragon Fangs is not a real thing. You won't have both. You will have one or the other. You have either a lot of saber faces or you have a lot of dragon fangs. But with that said, I also didn't get Elizabeth like right off the bat. I got a different 4-star servant that carried me through most of early game. Right until Okeanos, where Okeanos kicked my butt a little bit, and then I recouped for London. So, with that said, I would say Elizabeth Bathory, still A tier though, just for one skill. I'm never using Benkei. Honestly, I would almost put in D tier, but he does have a very interesting niche. Benkei. Musashio Benkei does have a very interesting niche. Chance to seal one enemy skills for a turn. Get that to level 10. 100% chance every 5 turns you can seal skills, which means you guarantee attacks. He also has an MP seal chance for all enemies. But that's only 80%. If it was 100, like that'd be like really good. And he also has a taunt skill. So, well, when you get the second skill, and he has a chance to stun enemies for 80% on his MP. Oh, that stinks. Why is that not 100? I guess like if you have a debuff success chance up, like he becomes amazing, which you can. He's not a D tier. I think he's still a C, just because like sealing skills. There's a lot of servants with really disgusting skills, so you don't want to see those skills. He's your guy to go to. And, you know, get that skill up to level 10. What's he need for mats to do that? Evil Bones. I don't have those either. I'm currently leveling up Vlad, and I had Jack the Ripper, and I had Cool Alter and stuff. Did Cool Alter use those bones? I don't remember who used all my evil bones. Abigail Williams, Hokusai? Edmund Dantes? One of those guys, right? So yeah, Benkei is actually pretty good. He also has very cool, he has also, like, his Ascension art sucks until you get to his final Ascension art, when he has that badass pose with all those weapons behind him, because like that's all that happens, like as he ascends he just gets more weapons. It's like whatevs, right? No one cares. Obviously, like, you know, use his final Ascension art only. But I'm never using him personally. I've never found, I've just like, if I have an enemy that uses skills on me that fucks me over, I just kind of just take it and go, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to retry this one with a different team or something like that. So yeah, don't be me. Use Benkei. Crude Prototype, I'm actually gonna put in the A tier instead of the S tier. And the reason for that, right, is Prototype is basically the same servant, right? Has increased, he has protection from arrows. His protection from arrows B as well. He has Beast Slayer B+, so he can kill beast enemies, which is cool, with some crit star absorption for 3 turns, and he has increased on crit damage, increased on debuff resistance for 3 turns. He has a 45% crit damage up. I think that's actually pretty good. He doesn't remove his own debuffs though, so he has to increase his resistance instead. But I think that Coup Prototype does have a place somewhere in the world. Also, VA is really good. VA is Nakai Kazuya, which is different from Kukulin's VA. So Prototype actually has that going for him, in my opinion. I actually like both VAs. I don't know why I said it that way. And you could just run him, these two, with Curse Storm and just have proc from arrows teams, like just like hanging out, taking no damage, you know. Oh, it's Volumen Hydrogun. Hydrogun, right? DC with Kaneth on it. Yeah. Yeah, use that on all 3 of those servants too while you're at it. No damage. Just take no damage. Just sit there. So yeah, I think it's A tier just because protection from arrows just busted. He could be your alternate survival for you don't have the other one, or you could just run both for double survival memes. Yay, memes are good. Spartacus is a solid S tier in my book. Spartacus is not Spartacus, Leonidas. Why am I saying Spartacus? Leonidas. Solid S tier for me. He has a self taunt with the MP gen on it. Has a battle continuation. He has a buster performance up. 25% buster performance is nothing to laugh at. Thermopylae and Emotia you're probably never gonna see. It does generate up to 25 crit stars though. It's actually pretty decent for it. Because I use Francis Drake just to generate crit stars sometimes. So yeah, he has a self taunt. He also has a self taunt when he MPs. It's just really good. He draws enemies fire, he gets killed, you set up, and then you bring out the big guns and you kill them with the big guns. Spartacus S tier, easy S tier, very useful. Is this Roma? Is this Romulus, right? It's Romulus, right? It is Romulus. Okay, so I haven't used Romulus. He has a 20% MP charge. Okay. 6%. Oh, he has Imperial Privilege EX. Imperial Privilege is an unfortunate skill that exists. Oh, he has a 30% targetable buster. He's. I gotta see. You know what? He's gimmicky. The reason I'm not putting him never using is because I've used him once or twice before. I just don't remember why I used him once or twice before. But it's that targetable buster performance up, I think, is the reason why. In the early days before Merlin, right, guys? Am I right? Anyway, Rama's okay. Okay skills. Favoritism? You know what? I'm gonna put Medusa in B and then regret putting her in B after, right? She has a 20%. She has a 20% battery. I respect that. I respect the 20% battery because it's also along with her MP gain skill, so she can potentially MP. And I don't know if she can loop though with 2-hit cards. Maybe with her double arts, with her arts cards, maybe. She has her own 30% attack up, but it's only for 2 turns. It's like she's a chance, 100% chance. Oh, Petrify, similar to Stun. Unlike Stun, this effect ignores stun resistant stuns. Oh, so 100% it just petrifies enemy for a turn, which means it stuns them. There's a 100% chance at. Never mind, that's actually pretty useful. She has Bellerophon, deals damage to all enemies. What's her crit chance by 20% for 2 turns? Greets parties crit star gen for 3 turns. Oh, minimum 50%. Actually, that's okay. You know what? She deserves B tier. I think she's a great farming servant. She ain't no Scotty Looper, but you might be able to meme with her a little bit with crit stars. I don't know, put her with a Jack or something. She also has pretty easy to level up Ascension and skills. Yep. All she needs is Demon Hearts and Fat. Never mind, she's not easy for me. I run out of those all the time. She's okay. She's okay. S plus tier easily. He's not. Georgios is not a servant you'll use all the time, which is, you know, something I have to put preface there. Like, he's not here. He's just there because he is that good. There's literally people who use him at level 1 with his max bonded with his max bond CE. There are people who use him max level. There are people who use him level 100. Georgios covers a wide playing field for, hey, attack me, guys. So he's very good in your teams. He's just very good. He's very useful. With that said, Blackbeard's D tier. I just don't like using him. Blackbeard, I think. You know what? That might be a little bit too harsh. He should be C tier, right? Oh, well, let's go to skills. He has a 16% party MP damage with a 16% attack, which is good because the 2 synergize one another. So it's not just 32; it's like a little bit higher. He has an own 27% attack increase. That's what I was. He has a... Oh, he has a 4,000 heal for females? Yo, him and Liz should talk, man. Him and Elizabeth should talk. That's actually pretty decent. You know what? I think he's gonna C tier as a gimmicky. He's a rank C++. No offense, as it goes to rank C+++. Are you kidding me? Queen Anne's Revenge, really? Gains 10 crit stars. That's a static effect. Chance to reduce their MP gauge by 1 from 40% to 80%, 500%. That just doesn't. That's not reliable at all. He's decent. He's good C tier. He's gimmicky. I'm not gonna be using him for freaking what they want me to. Like, I'm not gonna be using him that much, or at all. Because I have to never using. Boga's just favorite. She's just, you know, actually I can't put her in favorite. Alright, let's think about this. Alright, I'm gonna put her there for now and I'm gonna look at her skills real quick. You know, I haven't really used her either that much, but let me double check. Oh, she has freaking strengthening. Oh, she has 3 strengthenings. Alright, let's see. First skills after starting. Queen of Victory A. Increases party's damage against Roman enemies. That's not as useful. Increase party crit damage for 3 turns by 50%. That's pretty good. Party wide. Her and Medusa should talk, right? Oops. She needs bones. Alright, Battlefield Provisions A+ from Battle Continuation A, which is like whatever. Alright, increases their max... Oh, grants 1 ally gut status for 1 time for my 5 turns. Increase their max HP for 5 turns. Having a guts with a max HP up just doesn't tickle the senses. It makes me go, oh yeah, that's a good skill. It just makes me go, that's a confusing skill now. It has multiple uses that detract from one another. And then 20% arts up. You know what? She's still in the never used category, but she might have made it C tier with Edward Teach with Blackbeard. The difference is that I've used Blackbeard before and actually have used him in a decent manner. Plus 4,000 HP heal for females is not bad, including the fact that this is a 2,000 plus 2,000. Next up, Ushiwakamaru's easy favorite. Ushiwakamaru just gets favoritism easily. I don't care what you say about her. I don't care if you say, oh, she's like C tier or D tier. Like, no, she isn't. She's favoritism. Easy. And you might be like, oh, it's because of the underboob, right? And like, no. I like her with max armor, and she's great in both the game and the anime series. B tier, Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great is just overall a decent 3-star. He's not special. He's not like, oh wow, he's the best in the game or something. No, he has cool Final Ascension art. He has okay skill. He has a charisma that's okay. He has Rosy Cheek Adonis Lightning A. Rosy Cheek Adonis Lightning. Chance to charm one humanoid. He has a chance to charm a humanoid enemy for a turn. 100% chance. And he can remove their buffs. This is good. Let's remove buffs. Increases party quick performance. He is a quick servant. You know, so you can gain crit stars from 15 to 35. They're probably not getting 35, probably getting 15 or 20, and that's just okay. It's like overall, he's just a solid servant if you want to kill some casters, and get some crit stars in the process. Combine him with like Francis Drake and Medusa, and then you just have like a crit star generating like pseudo quick team. Francis Drake is Buster. I don't remember what I used Marie Antoinette for. Let me look it up. Chance to charm male enemy, which becomes chance to charm and increase party's attack by 20%. That's okay. Oh, she gets the HP regen. And she grants invincibility to herself for 3. Here's all mental debuff. You know what? I'll put her in the T tier. This is just not exciting at all. She deals damage, removes party defaults. She's doing everything. Like, and she is not masterful in any of them. First actual D tier. No offense, Marie Antoinette. I actually I actually really love her second skill, Invincibly for 3 attacks plus the HP regen, because like it really can like increase her survivability to do stuff. She has some cool last ascension art and first ascension art, I guess. Oh, I like the red hat. Like her hats are also ridiculous. I appreciate that. Can we talk about how ridiculous her hat is? Yeah. Her art is also spot the difference, which is kind of funny. No, Martha Ryder's not D tier. Martha Ryder is C tier because I think Martha has stuff going for her. Yeah, she has the 2500 HP recover, increased debuff resistance. Okay, she has a 1500 party heal debuff removal. Oh, and then they just increased it to 2000 from 1500. That's just good. The debuff clear is really good. And then 30% defense down. Removes one enemy's buffs and reduces their defense for 3 turns. 3-turn defense down minus buffs. Pretty good. That's why Martha's C tier. She's not as gimmicky. She's a solid servant to use. Because of that, she unfortunately has a EX ranked Rask as her NP. But the good part, oh no, actually she's B tier now because I forgot. Yeah, it goes from deal damage to increase your buster performance for a turn, which activates first. So that's a 20% increase on her buster. So she goes from like 600% damage at MP5 to what's 20% increase of 600? 720. That's decent. That's decent damage. And reduce her defense. Reduce them by 30%, reduce them by another 20 minimum. Overall, very good. She does like she does the good things good. Her MP isn't confusing. It does exactly what it does. It lowers defense. It does increase damage because of the strengthening. Is that strengthening, right? Oops. Yeah. That's strengthening, right? Yep, it's a strengthening. Does increase damage after the strengthening. Just solidly. Does the defense down. She has a full party heal plus debuff clear. Which is just a really good skill. She further reduced her defense, so she can give up to 50% defense down on a single enemy, and remove buffs. Overall, that's just a really good overall package. She focuses on dealing damage and helping her party deal damage, unlike other servants. Right, Antoinette, I'm so sorry. Why are you so D tier? Medea easily rule breaker. Medea has her own MP battery, and Medea, if you use her with what is it, Batisfaza? Blah blah. FGO C. Bod Vista? What's it? Yeah, this one. What's this one? Bodhisattva. Yeah, Bodhisattva. Okay. This is the one that starts battle with 50% MPG, overcharge MP by 2 stages for 1 time. And then if it's max limit broken, like minus 60% MP gauge plus MP stage 2 1 time. This is very important for Medea because Medea has charge all MP 150%, right? So you can charge her MP by 150%. She goes from 60 to 210, okay? She has an ally debuff and increased her MP generation by 50%. That's a very good targeted MP debuff removal plus MP generation. She can heal herself 25. That's not 6 old. For your Argon coin, why you exist? But here's the thing. Rule Breaker, right? Rule Breaker, 900% damage, removes their buffs. second, unfortunately. Charge his own MP. At 500%, it's 100% guaranteed charge. You can loop the MP. But with demonic Bodhisattva plus her skill at level 10, you can charge her MP 150%. Bring that from 60 to 210. Get 80% if you have it in a Arch Brave chain. If you have her another one of her cards, or if you do a Arch Brave chain with her, she's guaranteed to also MP 2 turns in a row. You can also just have demonic Bodhisattva, because it takes it from 200 to 200 400. Yeah, demonic. You can also just get it to 300% once. If you get it to 300%, and with demonic Bodhisattva, you guaranteed the MP. You MP again. You use her skill to MP again. It's just overall, she's just Media is NPing the crap out of opponents and removing their buffs. That's all she does. And as a 3-star caster, she does it very well. Thank you, Demonic Bodhisattva. So yeah, solid. Guild caster, never used him, probably never will. Hans Christian Andersen, A tier, easy A tier. It's a great support caster. He's the original. It's one of the original crit memes, if I'm not mistaken. Correct? I don't know. Is anyone here to help? Increase party crit damage for 3 turns for 40%. Yep, 5-turn cooldown, pretty good. Charges his own MP by 75%, pretty good. Get one arts chain with one of his cards in. No, he's probably gonna have a little phantasm. And the Little Mermaid Love EX grants one ally critical stars regeneration buff for 3 turns. Wait, what? Charge the MP gauge every turn for 3 turns. So at 10% MP regen for 3 turns, that's pretty decent. And 15%, they get 15 stars a turn. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh my god, that alone, and his Noble Phantasm, which you're probably gonna be using. Oh, that's right. Minimum. Increase the party's attack, defense, chance to increase the party's attack, defense, crit star generation, and they heal up. Wait, what? Oh, chance to apply the buff, it goes from 60% to 80%. You need someone that increases buff chance, success chance. Or you gamble for each of the 3 buffs. But it's minimum 20% attack, defense, star gen, and obviously you heal from 1,000 to 3,000. You're probably not getting 500% overcharge. You probably don't need it. You're probably doing it for the other buffs. He's decent. He's pretty good. He might even be S star, S asterisk, you know. So Hans Christian Andersen doing the good things. Has great art. Thank you, Wada Arco. Wada Arco is just great, and Fate in general. Voiced by Koyasu Takehiko and Tanaka Rie. Wait, when does Tanaka Rie voice him? Does he have like baby voice at some point? When's that happening? Interesting. Oh, also, he has a 30%. His max Bonsi is also actually really good, decent. Increases party debuff resistance by 30% while he's on the field with it equipped. 30% debuff resist is pretty significant as well. Hans Christian Andersen is just overall very good choice of servant to use. That's why he's S tier easy. Then we have Shakespeare. I believe Shakespeare sucks, right? Because he's like a partial damage support. Increase party buster performance by 40%. That's actually really good. 40%. Grants self-invincible recover HP for himself. It's for a turn only. Charges one allies by 20%. Increase their crit star generation rate for a turn. So up to 100% level 10. Deals damage. Chance to stun them. You know what? niche because that 40% buster effectiveness is pretty good. First skill at level 10. We accept it. Indoctrinated William Shakespeare. I don't like Mephistopheles. He has a niche actually, so I can't actually put him there, I believe, right? Alright, where are you, Mephistopheles? Where's your stupid skill? Chance to reduce one advantage. Chances suck. 5% chance to reduce own defense by Adrian. That sucks. Inflict buff block status for 3 times to one enemy. Inflict curse for 5 turns to them. It's strengthening. Curse, whatever. 500 to 1000, so you need it at level 10 anyway. But the buff block status for 3 turns is very interesting. So if enemies can't buff themselves, sometimes they can't get off the good shit. And if they can't get off the good shit, well, you just won. So he goes here. He is C tier. Yeah. Easy A tier for Mozart. So Mozart has a dumb skill. Read it, alright? It was just strengthening. Ein kleine Nachtmusik. Ein kleine Nachtmusik. Nachtmusik? Anyway. 50 crit stars at level 10 on a 6-turn cooldown. Just guarantee the crits. Do it turn 1. Whatever. Other skills? Don't even care. I mean, you know, it looks good. Increase party's art performance for 1 turn, 44%. That looks good. But no one cares about that when he's just like, boom, 50 crit stars. A tier, easy A tier, just for 1 skill alone. Zhuge S asterisk. If you have to ask why you don't play Fake Grand Order, and that's okay. You know what? I will explain it to you. Zhuge Liang has 50% battery. That's targetable. 30% targetable, 20% party. The 10% each for his defense buff up and attack buff up is really significantly good because that's a party 20%, 10% on each of those skills. You get a 30% targetable to increase crit damage plus the MP gauge of targeted ally by 30%. That's a 50% battery. And that's just set up for all around. He's just really good. Boom. Okay, next. I mean, he has proc for arrows. Crappy, right? Cool caster, right? Right? He's good enough to get there. Oh, he has Primal Ruin, right? No one cares. Proc arrows A. Oh no, it's for 3 turns still. It's for 3 turns. And he has disengage, right? Right? He has disengage, right? He charges his own MP by 30%, alright? Still C tier. Sorry, Wicker Man. Dude, what does Rune Magic do? Rune Magic is shit. Even then, like, yeah, he's still C tier, guys. It's sad, but you know what? In my heart, Kucaster's cool still. Also, he actually has a higher chance of critting, I believe, because his luck isn't shit, right? Let me double check. His luck is still D, actually. I don't know. He stays there. Sasaki Kodzuro. C tier for being a... You know what? B tier for being a 2-star Dragon Slayer. He can carry you through New Orleans. So he goes there. Curse Arm is an easy B tier in my book as well. Actually, should I put Curse Arm A tier? If Kucaster can't be saved with proc arrows, but Curse Arm can, I don't know. It seems like I already have figured it. Song of the Curse Arm. So I love how Song of the Curse Arm. He has Throwing Retrieval, 15 crit stars plus 15 star gen in a turn on a 4-turn cooldown. That means 2 out of 4 turns, you have 15 guaranteed critical stars. That's amazing, right? He has self-modification, 50% crit damage up on a 5-turn cooldown. That's whatever. But no. Third, protection from wind A. Increases star gen rate by 30%. But hey, evasion for 3 attacks. For 3, on a 5-turn cooldown. Just freaking protection from arrows. Except instead of increasing his defense, increases star gen. And he's an assassin that does quick stuff that's important for him to do, to generate stars. And his quick attacks have 3 hits, so if you get a quick Brave Chain, it's 12 hits total. It's okay. That's just okay. He's an A tier, solidly 2-star servant that can generate crit stars and has consistency. Steno is a C tier. She is gimmicky as all hell. She's a male killer, but unlike Uriel, who's A tier, Steno's MP sucks if you're not facing a male. Uriel's MP still does damage, but Steno's whatever. Otherwise, they're similar niches. They're both good, very decent male killers. Jin K is unfortunately just trash, but I love her. In my heart, she is S asterisk tier. Samson just needs to do better. I know I'm not even using him. Monohari, she's bad. These are like all my early game assassins right there, and Marie Antoinette was like one of my earlier pulls, and it's just really sad. It's just not good. Carmilla, I'll give C tier. She has a nice like niche at the very least that makes her not trash. Epic Gauge downs, whatever. Defense 20% is okay for one enemy. Reducing crit chance, whatever. Has star gen, which is okay. But this is the reason why. She deals damage to an enemy, and if they're female, she deals a minimum 150% damage or more. And she increases her own attack by 20%, whatever. But she also recovers too. She has a good vampire-like Noble Phantasm. And that's the only reason why she's C tier. She is she's like the worstest version of Jack the Ripper. Heracles is a solid B tier. Should I put an A tier actually? I guess. You know what? We're putting an A tier before like everyone says, wow, I don't know shit about Grand Order. Heracles' main benefit is when you get him to bond 10 for his bond CE, so he survives with infinite guts. Right now, until then, he's like here. He's just a berserker that hit hard. But with his bond CE alone, it raises him to A tier. Because what berserkers need is survivability and damage output. And you can't do damage if you're dead. So having like infinite guts changes that for the better. Lancelot is B tier because he's a excellent choice for Scotty spamming. Lubu is a surprising C tier. I think he has promise. He has promise. Spartacus is also a C tier, and I think with this we're losing the never using. Sorry guys. King Toki is a good B tier. King Toki can hit hard, hit like a truck. Vlad is an A tier. Vlad still has a team that's gonna be super outdated with Zhuge Liang. Is it Zhuge Liang, Joan? Is it Tamamo Joan Vlad, or is it Zhuge Liang Joan Vlad? Either way, Vlad has a team that makes it so that they're invincible and they do lots of damage with arts. Stereos is pretty trash, but we love him just the same. Caligula, I'm not even gonna use ever. Same for this boy. Hume is actually surprisingly decent. She's also going to go in C tier. She is a part of the 3-star berserker crowd that hit hard and have okay skills. That's about it though. It's not very exciting otherwise. Eric the Blood Axe is unfortunately really not that good. I want him to be much better. Tamamo Cat's also D tier, but I'm putting her favoritism. She's my first 4-star, so I have to put her there. It's a mandatory. She's my first 4-star. She was my guaranteed, and I got 2 of her, and I got 2 kaleidoscopes on top of that within my first 20 pull. It's good. Joan is a B tier servant, and here's the reason why. She is a noob helper. 1, she's great for helping people who are just starting the game. It's disgustingly good. 2, her MP is amazing. Her Noble Phantasm, especially after she got her strengthening where she doesn't stun herself, amazing. Plus HP, invincibility, remove debuffs, oh yeah, all day, every day. all her skills are trash. Whatever. Nope. Don't use her skills, right? Yeah, but yeah, that's like skill got him here. Skills got him here. Skills got him here. Skills got him here. You know? Skills got him here. There are skills that have gotten these servants on this tier list. That's why I'm putting Joan at B tier. And I feel bad. I don't use her. I don't use him and her. I don't use Orion and Artemis. First, I don't like them. Caster Bathory is pretty terrible, and I'm gonna put her there. I think she's well deserved. Taonomai is also well deserved there. The best art support in the game thus far. She will get more buffs and stuff. She'll be good. David I haven't used, but I'm pretty sure he would normally be under B tier. Same for Hector, I don't use him. I love Francis Drake. I put her B tier because she has a 50% battery, and 50% battery is just really good. She generates her own stars, she does a lot of damage, she's a rider class, so she can absorb them. Anna Maria are crap. Media Lily, easy S tier. And now you might be like, whoa, how is Media Lily possibly an S tier? And then here's what I'm gonna say. Media Lily can literally give your entire party a full heal. Just like, boom. She has a skill that increases the healing percent chances by 50%. She has another skill that heals an ally and removes their poison, whatever that means. She has an MP battery skill, just like Media does, and she heals at MP 5 minimum 6,000 HP, plus removes debuffs. Just amazing, you know. She does it. She is the one that goes, oh, you don't need healers in the game, but you might want a Media Lily just in case, because Media Lily just in a game that doesn't need healers, she heals your party to full essentially when you use her. So yeah, she's just really good for that, and it's good. Okita, easy favoritism. She would actually be A tier for me easily, if not S tier. She's just really good at, like, she's a single target quick beast of a saber, like Caesar is as well, but Caesar's 3-star stats and Okita has 5-star stats, which helps her. Caesar is easier to MP5 though, which is why he would be S tier, and that's why I say Okita might even be A tier. She doesn't need a quick team to support her. She can generate her own stars and loop NPs if you crit with her, crit with one of her 2 quick cards if you Brave Chain. So you quick Brave Chain. So she does it all. And you know, Muno Sanzuki is pretty good. Nobu is actually pretty decent as a so I'm gonna put her into B tier, and we're now gonna lose more. So I'll like occasionally scroll down so you can see them again. But there you go, guys. Oh look, the D tier, it's still there, guys. Honest. Now you might be like, oh, maybe I should just resize the screen, right? I guess I could do that. Where is it? Where's my display capture? There it is. But it's just gonna get smaller. I don't know if I want to do this. At least D tier is still alive, right, guys? Yeah, look, it's oh, they're gone. I'll just half cover D tier as well. Actually, I probably could just like get rid of this portion too. Probably just get rid of my little advertising thing. Anyway, I'm putting Nobu in B tier. She's just a really solid archer in my opinion. She could do more. She also has a syndrome where she has a buffs that are good against certain types of enemies, I believe. Certain type of enemy. But overall, I think that she can pull her weight as an archer. And now I have to do this. Oh, Scath. Easy S tier. 5-star Lancer. She's gonna get some skills that make her really busted. I think she has a 50% battery coming, right? Hey, look. Scath. Yeah, what's her strengthening do? She has a 3-turn 50% increase crit damage, 500%, 80% chance to increase own crit stars over 3 turns by 500%. Grants evasion. That's cool. Second skill, Primeval Ruin. After strengthening, increases an ally's quick performance for a turn by 50% at level 10. That's disgusting. Increase the received buff success rate up for 3 turns. Okay. Charge the MP gauge by 20%. Pretty good. Pretty good targeted. Third skill, Godslayer. Oh, okay. Oh, and she's a 20% charge. Oh, I thought it was something else. Oh, whatever. Scotty is not gonna be done to A tier because then I mean Scath. So Scath does it all. She can support herself. She can pseudo support other quick servants. But what she is also great at is a boss killer. She is one of the 2 main boss killers in my opinion. The big 2, which is her and Joan Alter. That just, oh, you have a boss with a lot of HP. No, doesn't have a lot of HP. It's just dead. That's her job, and she does it amazingly efficiently. All right, next we have Deermoid Lancer. I think it's pretty trash. I'm sorry. I don't use Fergus, so I'm gonna put in the never use. Oh, Santa. Santa is pretty garbage. I'll better C tier. Decent riders are decent, but you probably never use her if you have like another rider that does attack all other than her. So yeah, she's C tier, I think. I use her a decent amount though, so I can't really complain. Nursery Rhyme, solid B tier in my opinion. In fact, Nursery Rhyme's daughter, I'm putting favoritism, screw it. So I have a bunch of servants I consider daughters in this one, and they're the must protect crowd. Nursery Rhyme is the first of many. And so she goes instantly into favoritism, and I will not remorse about that. I think Nursery Rhyme is a great servant, solid B tier. She's a crit art servant with some 20-30s. She shines very much so in my opinion, and she could do some cool stuff. And you can put her with Zhuge Liang, and they can, and between the 2 of them, they can literally MP stun enemies for days, so that enemies can't use their Noble Phantasms. Because Nursery Rhyme's MP has a chance to reduce MP charge, and Zhuge Liang's as well has a chance to reduce MP charge and stun. It's a pretty good combo, those 2. Jack the Ripper's also daughter. I would put her at A tier personally, because people will be like, "Oh, you don't need you don't need crit star generating servants if you have a 20-30s." And yes, I have 11 20-30s, but I still use Jack the Ripper. So fuck them all. She's a daughter. We protect. Ooh. You know what? It's gonna be weird. I think Mordred is better than Saber. And just because, like, I feel like Mordred... You know what? That's not true. Mordred's not better than Saber. You know what? You're B tier along with your dad. They're basically the same servant. Except Mordred has a niche where she can hit her sabers harder. I'm gonna use Tesla, so I'm just gonna put him in the never used. Oh no, my favorites are getting idea. I think a pretty obvious S tier, A tier, S tier. You know what? I'm gonna put her in S tier. I think Lancer Alter just does great things and deserves that spot. I don't use her though because it took me like 2 years ago. Paracelsius, solid A tier, S tier, A tier, S tier. I'm gonna put him S tier, A tier. Solid A tier. He's got his strength up. He does good stuff now. It's cool. It coolios. Literally negated Neuro, right? So now she's useless until she gets her strengthening. Then Thighs is D tier because I don't think he's that good. Jekyll is also D tier because he just sucks. Fran is an interesting one. She has everything except she stuns herself, so that's why she's C tier. Arjuna, I hate the servant, but I'm going to put him in B tier. Karna, I love the servant, and I'll also put him in B tier. I think I'm gonna say this, like, it might not seem like it, but these two are actually two very solid servants. They have like a full kit that does your job okay. And you know what? For that, they are solid servants, so they go in the B tier, or it's pretty solid servants. MHX is pretty trashy, but she gets a strengthening that makes her not as trashy, so she barely ekes it out into the B tier. Otherwise, she would have been C. It's not D tier actually. Even her strengthening is something to look out for. I don't use Fiona Cumlord, but I don't like him, so I'm gonna put him D tier. Is that fair to put a servant in there because I don't like him? I think Bryn's actually pretty okay. Putting her B tier. I think Bryn as a support is very interesting. I think she can do some cool things. That's why I think she deserves that B tier rank. Beowulf is C tier because it's just a go along with Fran. It's just they're not the best berserker 4-star berserkers because you have Heracles, you have Lancelot. We'll get to a few others. No Bride is a solid A tier. She will get a buff. She'll be good again. Paracelsus will not be the only one reigning in arts comps, although the future might say otherwise for that. I'm putting her there. I think that's fair. No Bride next to Paracelsus. Rogi Shiki Saber is a C tier. The only reason she's C tier is because she has instant death chance, so you can use her for farming technically. Rogishi's Assassin Armor, solid S tier assassin, one of the best assassins in the game. Welfares, we're gonna get to like some of the best welfares in the game starting now. Rogi Shiki is coming out, Kuro, Kintoki Rider, so they're gonna all be S tier welfares because they're guaranteed MP5. They're just disgustingly really good at everything they do. As a single target assassin, she's really good. Her only problem is like if you use her against regular mobs, she might death proc the enemy, and then you're out of the refund for using your MP. Amakusa Shiro is a solid S tier. No, A tier? A tier, S tier. Amakusa Shiro, when he shows up as an enemy, people have to plan ahead to face him. When he is your ally, you have a lot of options available to you because his Noble Phantasm removes buffs from enemies before it hits. Yay! It's an attack all too. Yay! Problems on Amakusa Shiro. He has very long cooldowns. So if you don't 310 him out, you're going to be waiting forever to use his skills again once you use them. With that said, like with one of his skills alone, it has a 20% MP charge per turn, right? So let me look it up. Amakusa Shiro. There he is. I have this guy 310 down. Oh, he is Pilgrimage A too, which goes from 9 stars a turn for 6 turns to grants one ally crit star regeneration buff for 3 turns, so they get 10 stars a turn. Increase their MP generation rate for 3 turns, 30% MP gen rate. That's actually a pretty unnecessarily good up. So he has a reduce one undead or demon enemy MP gauge by 1, which stings. But he has charge own MP gauge every turn for 5 turns. At level 10 for 20. So you're guaranteed a Noble Phantasm in 5 turns. He has God Resolution False C++. Let's strengthen 1. Chance to bound one enemy servant for a turn. 100% chance at level 10. Mine's 310 now. Balance similar to stun, like stun disaffect, ignores stun resistance, and stun success rate up buffs. So it just guarantees like just stuns a servant. Increase own buster for 3 turns by 30%. And his Noble Phantasm at rank EX removes all enemy buffs, deals damage to them. Reduce their crit attack chance for 3 turns by 30% to 70%, which you're never gonna get. So 30%. So he good. He has overall good skills. 6 turn cooldown on his 3rd skill. 10 turn cooldown at level 10. This is level 10. For his 2nd skill, which is well deserved, it's a full MP gauge in 5 turns. And 6 turn cooldown on his 1st skill. His cooldowns are a little bit longer, but because of that, his skills are all pretty decent. And that just helps, man. That helps him put him right in the A tier. Astolfo is a meme. He's a C tier. The good part is he does have 50% battery, which, you know, we discussed 50% batteries are good, always. This is how they work. Alright, if Gilgamesh is S tier, Gilko is A tier. He is literally 3-star Gilgamesh. That's it. That's all I have to say. He's 3-star Gilgamesh. The reason why he's here is because his stats are a little bit worse and his skills are a little different. Emendantes is also a nice meme. I feel sorry for Emendantes because he is an Avenger that got outclassed by the very next Avenger. And now he's just a Scotty meme, so he goes in this tier next to Astolfo, who's also just a Scotty meme. That requires more setup than Emendantes, mind you, okay? Nightingale is a C tier. Some people say she's absolutely useless, but I think a support berserker as good as her deserves at least recognition. She is a niche that doesn't have any other equal other than servants and other classes that do her job equally, if not better, without the berserker drawbacks of taking extra damage from everybody, which I understand. But at the same time, I will still say Nightingale does her job well. She has good skills. She has a good MP. Coalter, easy A tier. He's just this cool with a slightly worse protection from arrows. Does similar damage. I think technically the highest damage of berserkers in the game, right? Meb is B tier. She's actually surprisingly useful because you fight a lot of mans, and she's good against. She's especially good against men. She's not as good as Jack the Ripper, in my opinion, obviously, but whatever, right? Can't win them all. Helena is B tier as well. Helena is poor man's Waver Velvet. Poor man's Zhuge Liang. She has a decent MP battery for the party, up to 20%. She has a decent damage up for all 3 card types. So she deserves her spot in the B tier. Rama will always be one of my favorites. He needs a buff, which is why I don't want to rate him. He needs a buff. He has a great skill so far. He needs buffs. He needs buffs. He needs a 3rd skill. Come on, please, game. Oh yeah, my favorite male servant in the game. Cool. That was easy. I don't like the lion. I'm not gonna use him. Geronimo's just really trash. Billy the Kid's actually pretty good. A tier as well. Going along with the other archers, 3-star archers are good archers. Billy Kid's actually pretty self-sustaining in terms of like getting crit stars, dealing enough damage to get his MP back relatively quickly, etc. So he put him in the A tier. He's just overall goodly balanced. I don't have to explain Geronimo being here, right? Fortunately, Geronimo was bad. Hey, look, it is Joan Alter, A tier. Which is blasphemy in my opinion, but I will also say that at the same time. The reason why she A tier with Scath is because, unlike Scath, Joan is strictly focused on doing damage. And her niche... her niche is a little overshadowed by the fact that there are now break bars in the game, which is multiple HP bars, but you can't access the next one until the turn ends, and it's your next turn. So she could do a ton of damage like Scath can. Scath has a little bit of supporting on her side too. So that's why Joan Alter, I guess if I had to say it, Scath would be more useful these days, but it doesn't change the fact that every once in a while you'll have an enemy with like 1.5 million HP, so Joan Alter can come out and be like, I don't care what class it is, I'm gonna kick it, and it's gonna die. Angram is a meme and he's D tier. Iskander is actually a solid rider, B tier, so just like his 3-star self. He has a separated Noble Phantasm damage up and attack damage up, if I'm not mistaken, which just makes him very useful. He's not as good, in my opinion, as Sir Drake over here, because she has a 10% a 50% MP battery with 10 crit stars, and then her MP also generates crit stars, making her very efficient at self-sustainingly dealing a lot of damage. Which is why I think Sir Drake would be higher. But I'd say Iskander's still overall very useful. Doesn't have his attack and MP skill on one skill like Sir Drake does. This guy's just S tier, I believe. Same. He's basically Rogishiki down to the stats with like slightly different damages and like a few things. Sana Curse Arm is a meme, and I think she's not that good. Iris feels like a niche. She could give full party guts, can be really useful at times. Shuta Doji is S++, is S asterisk. Don't even question that. She is the best. She's one of the, if not the best, attack all assassin in the game. Her skills are just great. Her voice VA is amazing. You know, she has the full package. And she's an Oni, so she terrifies me sometimes. Oh, Sanzang. Sanzang is a solid S tier for me. And Sanzang is a single target caster that will punch the shit out of her enemies. And she's good at it. Shunin Joji does shine, like, I think, when it comes to offensive. You notice like all these are defensive. I think she's the one that shines at offensive assassin. King Hassan is going to be A tier for other reasons, because Shunin Doji does play along with teams as well. She has arts comp on her side. Sansa, however, just busts her, hit in the face, 80% MP gauge, has something that prevents debuffs for a turn. Sansa has a good package to do a lot of damage and not take detriments while doing so. So Sansa's solid S tier in my opinion. Minamoto Raiko is B tier. She has a niche that is being filled by that doesn't need to be filled, because she does have certain enemy type advantages, disadvantages, which is okay. She's a berserker that hits all. She hits pretty dang hard, which is, I think, very good. So I think overall she's a solid berserker. And yeah, I think she deserves to be in the B tier right now. King Toki Rider is S++. Yeah. The reason why he's S asterisk King Toki Rider is 3 reasons. 3. 1, he hits like a motherfucking tank in a very good way for the player. 2, all his skills are focused to support that he hits like a motherfucking tank in a very good way. 3, he's a welfare servant, so getting MP5 him is super easy if you play during the events that he showed up. And for that reason, he is S asterisk. He deserves that more so than even Rogishiki, I would say, who's like the best assassin, because he's the best. He's like the boss killing Scath in a welfare form. That's insane. Like, Scath and Joan Alter are limited servants, and I guess Kintoki is too, because he's a welfare that's like limited to that event. If you didn't get these 3, and you're like, well, who should I use for boss killing, right? You might be like, who do I use for boss killing? Sansang's not limited. She can be pretty good for it. Gilgamesh is pretty good for killing servants. Okita, Miyamoto Sashi, and Neurobride will come up. Neurobride's here. Neurobride A tier actually is surprisingly still very good at boss killing. With a little art support, can go very far too. Ibaraki Berserker, she's in this like weird vein of berserkers that like are just okay. She's like okay. She doesn't feel a niche. She's just okay at her job. Her skills are pretty good. She still falls under this boat though. Kotaro, I think, is actually surprisingly underrated because he's a 3-star assassin. No one uses 3-star assassassin. Because when everyone thinks assassins, they think Jack the Ripper, they think Shuten Joji, they think King Hassan, they think Rogishiki, they think Emiya Assassin, they think Curse Arm. So I'm gonna give Kotaro the benefit of the doubt at the 3-star, at the C tier. Ozymandias, a solid servant. Just a solid overall rider. I believe he has his own buff, so his Imperial Privilege can't even miss. It's just like, that's just good. He's just good design. And that buff helps everyone with Imperial Privilege. 40% chance increase to buff success rate. So all those 60% become 100, including his own. Yeah, just solid servant overall. And he can meme hard. and he's voiced by DLVA. Where did I put? Oh, she's S tier. Yeah, then you go A tier. So she's the five. Oh, you know what? You actually go S tier. I will actually argue that they do two different jobs. Lancer Alter may be the overall better Lancer in terms of dealing damage, but I feel like 5-star Lancer is the go-to if you want to loop NP. Lancer Alter doesn't have to. Lancer Alter doesn't have to loop the NPs, but if you need a Lancer that loops NPs, there's your girl, the 5-star Lancer. Because 50% batteries are just great. I think she deserves it. She's solid servant, solid stats. Lancer also does win out in terms of like damage overall, but if you want some quick NPs. Yo, let's talk about Nitro-Chris, which we forgot about. B tier. So Nitro-Chris has been forgotten due to the Wave of Scotty meme, because you don't need to have servers that wave clear. But that doesn't. I will say that doesn't detract. Shouldn't detract from the fact that Nitro-Chris has a battery that's really good. She is good for farming, and therefore she deserves to be at least B tier. Saberlot, I actually don't use him, but apparently he's amazing. I actually use Tristan, and I'd say Tristan is a solid C tier because he has a 50% battery that's makes it so you can't use his Noble Phantasm when you use that skill, so you have to plan. He's harder to use at Master, which is why I'm putting him C tier. But I think overall, as a single target archer, he does his job well. Is he a single target archer actually? I don't remember. Let me check. Tristan. His skills are pretty good, decent too. They're okay. Yeah. Deals damage and ignores defense buff to one enemy. Ignores evasion for a turn as well. Oh, you can get 3 evade. I forgot about that. It also gives party evasion for attack and removes party's mental debuffs too. It's pretty good. Oh yeah, it has target will remove one enemy's buffs too. And 20% chance to remove their crit chance, which is not as good, but C tier, you know what, he's B tier. I'll put him B tier. He deserves it. That 50% battery is pretty good, even though you can't use it the same turn. His what's it called? Removing mental debuffs are a pretty decent skill, and it gives a evade to the party as well. His Noble Phantasm ignores evasion, so if they don't have invincibility, you're just cracking through anyway. It's pretty overall pretty good. I haven't used Gawain ever, so I'm putting it in there. Serenity is pretty trash, but I'm still over C tier because I think there's a niche to be found with Serenity and her poison things once she gets to strength things. Portawa is a solid archer. I'm still gonna put him B tier though because he's just not as memorable as like Robin Hood, Uriel, Gil, Billy. Bedivere is a solid A tier. Bedivere is just an overall really good saber for 3-star. He deserves the recognition. I don't use Da Vinci, but I'm gonna say Da Vinci is a tier as well. A B tier? No, I'm gonna put never using because I don't have one. Tomalance is a solid B tier. The reason why she's here is because is Carmella in this one too? Carmella's here. So Tomalance is a pretty good Lancer overall, and she kills males, which means she's a great Gilgamesh killer, and that's why she's here. I think she might be better than B tier, but I think at the same time B tier is like the perfect place for her. Just playing out there. Overall, really good. Oh, look at this S tier archer. What? Well, these are two of the best archers in the game right there, up and down with each other. So if you want an archer that prevents MPs from a single target, that loops MPs on single targets, can self-sustain herself with heals, has a fence buff, has an arts up buff. Saber Archer has it, man. She does everything. She's literally the MP loop Archer of Doom for most people, and she's great. crap. So I never got Mordred Rider, I'm sad. C tier for Scotty looping. Q-Lance, I'll make the argument Q-Lance is a solid A tier. She's a very good overall Lancer. She just does a lot of damage. She has the goodness of Keel Berserker, but is in Lancer form. So she doesn't take as much damage, which is pretty good. That's why I put her A tier. Solid. She's solid. Martha as well is a B. Martha I think is a B tier in comparison. See, I think Keel Lance is more useful than Tama Lance because Tama Lance is a male killer, but Keel Lance just is a killer. Martha is putting B tier as well because I just feel like as a ruler, she's not gonna shine anymore because a certain emperor has come out that shines more than her. Ilya is S tier. She's Shur and Sanzang are two peas in a pod. Ilya's burst damage, Sanzang is sustained damage though, because Ilya will debuff herself to the point where she's gonna be useless in a few turns, in a few like MPs. Sanzang doesn't do that. Oh look. So Kuro is like Saber, except she's a 4-star welfare. We're talking about like Kinto gets like a scath that's a 4-star welfare and he's amazing. Yeah, Kuro, same thing. Chloe von Einsberg. She is disgusting as well. So she deserves the spot here in S asterisk tier. You know what? Nah. I will make the case that if you can give 300%, 200% NP gauge to Liz Brave, she is actually really good because you can use her skill that reduces her Noble Phantasm NP by 100%. And then with that skill, she becomes really good, especially if you get MP afterwards. But because that requires to set up for that, it's just really bad. And yeah. Cleopatra's solid B tier, I think. I think overall she's just pretty good. She can farm, she can do a little hard mode. I just don't like him, so I'm putting him here. Joan the Arc Alter Santa Lily. It's just very unremarkable in my opinion for Lancers. We've got so many good Lancers. Look at these. Look at this list of really good Lancers, right? Let's go. Cool. Leonidas. Saber Alter. Lancer. Saber Lancer. 5-star. She's not a Scaff. It's just your first skill really. Cool Prototype. Kiyohime. Want to attack all options? We got Lancelot here. Karna here. Just that's why. Bring single target. Tama Lance pretty good. Just she doesn't. Ishtar, however, does. S tier. They're like the big three of 5-star archers, and I think that's gonna stay like that for a long time. Enkidu is solid A tier. Clay is Bay, friends. Quetzi is also solid A tier. She's just very good server overall. Guildcaster's S tier. He's disgustingly good. He like for a 4-star caster, but he just shines. It's just weird. I don't understand how good he can be. It's pretty weird. Ana, unfortunately, is just not that good. Gorgon is an Avenger and therefore gets me at least C tier. I think overall, other than that though, she's not that remarkable. Taiga's actually B tier. That's a very good 3-star Lancer if you get her. Merlin is a solid A tier. The reason why, actually, you should put him S tier. Because Merlin's skills are still broken to this day, I guess, right? Yeah, they are, so. Solid S tier. I'm gonna get some refill of beverage, so I'll be right back, guys. Alright, I'm back. Alright, where do we leave off? I think we left off Merlin, right? Yeah. Alright, this is not a real servant, so they don't count. Musashi. One of the big three in single target sabers. The other being Narrow Bride and Okita. You know what? I'm gonna bump her up to S asterisk here because her stupid I'm gonna hit double skill is broken. It's literally broken. I mean, it doesn't work properly, so it just is insanely amazing. Like, disgustingly so. And with this, I think we're like a third of the way done, right? Oh my god. We're all the way up to here. Go away, Solomon. We're going. So we have these more servants. King Hassan, let's go. King Hassan is solid S tier. He should be on the level of Shuten Doji is what you think, but I think Shuten Doji as an art servant is just much better. King Hassan will get his battery, and then he just becomes like really actually like rounded out and very good. He does great stuff. Grams does great stuff still to this day. Don't worry, guys. MHX Alter. So MHX is here at the B tier because I'm gonna put MHX Alter here at the S tier, and the reason specifically is because I think the speedrun for the FGO speedrun uses her to great effect. Like, she just solos a ton of stuff with like a summer CE. And I think that's really cool. So right there. Moriarty, I don't use him, so I can't determine him. Detroit Arena is actually really solid. Put him in the A tier easily. He's almost S tier too. But like, I think A tier is like perfect for him. Although Emi is there. Actually, we'll put him here. Put him in S tier. Him and Emi are pretty similar in terms of things they can do. And he's almost as good as Kuro as well, but I think Kuro's is better because she's a welfare and she's a guaranteed MP5, because that Headstrong Lobo unfortunately needs to do more as a Avenger. Assassin of Shinjuku is actually okay. Put him C tier because of that. King Arthur is just a really good overall servant. B tier is fine. Actually, yeah, he's like Saber in terms of like decency, so like he deserves to be there. Ichikata is, dude, we don't need more berserkers at that point. Cha-Cha also goes here. You know what? Because Cha-Cha goes there, I think Ichikata should actually go C tier because he still is really okay, and that's actually like worth. Alter egos are a thing that are good. I'm gonna put Melt right here in the B tier. I'm gonna put Melt right in the favorites tier because I haven't gotten her yet. I'm really sad about that actually, so I'm just gonna put it there and then cry. Just cry, guys. Passion Lip is actually really decent as an alter ego. I think she does her job very well. She has some downsides, but I think her skills balance each other out really okay. And for that, like, I think she deserves to be there. Suzuka Gozen's actually like really good, like A tier good. She's almost S tier too. Maybe I should put her at S tier. No, I think she's A tier still. Suzuka Gozen's really good. She has a good skill set. She is pretty hilarious as a servant, I think, in the game, because she uses like that the JK talk. But like overall, she's a good saber. It's a really good saber overall. Definitely deserves. And I think she is on par with like say other servants such as like Saber Alter and Narrow Bride and Clay. BB is S tier, easy. You know what? She's S asterisk because she's gonna have a rerun soon. It's coming in like a month or two, I think, right? But the reason why she's S asterisk is because she's a moon cancer. There's only 2 moon cancers in the game thus far for NA. It's BB and BB Summer. And they're both, I think, S asterisk. I'd say welfare BB this is this one, 4-star BB, is S asterisk, and BB Summer is S tier. S asterisk for welfares are specifically because they are stand out as welfares. I'm your first and only Moon Cancer at the time being a welfare. Just a great idea. She does a lot of things very well. She has a debuff removal plus debuff invincibility skill. She has like, let me look it up because like I want to, let's talk about this. I don't know where to I find her. BB, maybe? No. BB? There it is, okay. So, Mysterious Black Magus. BB's first skill. Removes 1 ally debuffs, recovers their HP, grants them debuff immunity for 1 time 3 turns. 3000 HP heal, by the way, 3000 HP heal, right? At level 10. 4 turn cooldown only. So 3 out of 4 turns, your servants are not one of your servants is just not getting debuffs, basically. Second skill, removes 1 enemy's evasion and invincibility buff. So if they're trying to like hide behind an invincible or evade, just buy. Oh, and at level 10, chance to stun for 100%. Not terrible. 6 turn cooldown. All right. Third one, self-modification EX. Increases own crit damage for 3 turns. Increase own crit star absorption for 3 turns. By 500%. No, 800% at a 5 turn cooldown. That literally just pairs with BB Summer too, which is kind of funny. BB's just really overall solid. Her Null Phantasm, CCC. Deals damage to 1 enemy. Charges party's MP gauge by 20%. So you want to loop NPs? She's a great go-to. Her, Tamamo are just disgustingly good with one another. Yeah, and if the moment you start getting skill cooldowns with BB skills, like her first one's 4, her third one's 5, and her second skill 6, like it's just those skills are just really good. Like to keep getting over and over, you know. So BB as an S asterisk, I think, is well deserved. Sestri Kiara is just an S tier. She's an S tier alter ego. She's better than. She's literally was the best alter ego, even though we got a bunch of others that came out. Yeah, so yeah, we'll give her the S tier that she deserves. She's still, I think, very relevant as an alter ego to this day. Charizard's trash. Ooh, Zeshin is B tier in my opinion, and it's because she boosts arts. She boosts quick in a way that does it very well for a 4-star. The only problem is that Scotty exists, which is why she's not as relevant, because Scotty looping is seen as the superior way of farming. But Wu Zeshin is the go-to quick supporter, and for that, I think she does it. Penth is also. What does this do? Oh no. Okay, we're good. Oh, you got moved again. What? Put you on the point where we ignore you? Okay. Penth is really good as well. Penth deserves that B tier as well. Just an overall really good. Oh fuck! Now I have to readjust this at least once. Alright, there you go. Penth overall really good berserker, so she deserves that. Right of the Resistance, I have never used him. Holmes is good, right? I think he's, I don't know. I don't really use him that much. I'm probably never using him because I don't even own him. Paul Bunyan, solid, C tier, great farmer. I think shortest MP animation of the game, which is very solid for farmers. Caster is a solid B tier. She has a 50% battery, which is like also elevates her. Unfortunately, she has like an MP gain up that's like locked if she's 50 or less, 50% less HP. But she hits hard. Normally I would put her higher, but I think that I have to admit that Caster is B tier. And the reason why mine's good is because she's 310 out and MP5. Fran Saber is B tier. She's a solid servant, guys. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. She does stun herself with her normal phantasm still, though, so there's a downside, but otherwise, she's a solid overall. This is Nino Chris is trash. Older Berserker, I say, is A tier actually in comparison. Older Berserker is a very good Berserker. Just like she just does damage like very well. She has a little bit of decent survivability in her kit too, and she has a Buster shirt. Like, come on. Unfortunately, Maid Alter is just not that good. Helen is even worse. Radical Lance is also an A tier. You know what? I'm gonna move Caster to A tier as well. I think these three deserve to be there. Number 2. Ishtar Rider. Unfortunate, she goes A tier as well. Our unfortunate is King Toki Rider existed in the same at the same time. They're both very solid, quick, welfare riders. But because King Toki came out first, Ishtar is not used as much. But the fact that two of them actually can work, you could have both of them on the same team, is just really disgusting. She might even be S tier because of that. Pravati is A tier. Oh, not only one of the best Scotty memers, the other being Edmund Dantes, who's over here, but just overall a very good Lancer, in my opinion. In my humble opinion. I think she's just a very good Lancer. Tomogozen is solid A tier as well. I think her and Suzuka are about the same in terms of very usefulness within the respective classes. Tomogozen is a Buster crit oriented archer, because she doesn't have enough for like crit absorption and stuff. So you either need to generate enough stars so that like she can crit and like shine with her little niche of like crit buster crit, or you have to give her the proper support so she can do that. And so that's why she's A tier, not S tier. Suzuka Gozen in that regard I think shines a little bit because she could solo stuff. So yeah. Assassin Paraiso is a C tier. She's okay at what she does, but she doesn't stand out more than that. I think he's B tier, right? I think he's actually okay, yeah. Solid S tier. He literally shines like as a 4-star Art Saber that does good stuff. Sorry, Nara Brian. Unfortunately, not that good, but we like her. Weeb Hime is actually a solid support assassin, but unfortunately she's a support assassin, which like drags her down tremendously, which is like she puts in the B. She's like a higher niche. She's useful. The Mecha Ellies are also B tier. They're just useful alter egos and they're free just before Salem. Cersei's actually surprisingly good. She's a surprisingly good caster, offensive caster. Neza is not as good as a Lancer, but she's still C tier. Queen of Sheba, I think, falls under that C tier as well. That's extra brownie points for her being tanned. Abigail Williams' daughter, otherwise she'd go into A or B tier. But Abigail Williams' daughter, so I protect daughter. Erich is a solid Lancer. Has a little bit of niche that she can play with on her own, so like you don't have to worry about missing it, which is nice. Alterna Santa's A tier. A tier. Can't go wrong with archers in this game. Archers are very useful servants, in my opinion. Okusai is S tier. She is the best foreigner in the game. Can't argue against that. Although I would make an argument for Abigail Williams being the best in terms of like easiest to use. Semiramis is a solid assassin, but I now think she's only A tier, not S tier. Only because Shuten Doji, like I've rethought Semiramis versus King Hassan versus Shuten Doji, because they're my big three for assassins, for 5-star assassins, and then I was like, I think Shuten Doji is better, especially with the things that happen in JP. Asahi Fujino is a excellent archer that is also one of the rare servers in the game. Unfortunate. Anastasia is just is a solid caster. She does good stuff, right V? Right V. Okay, so where did I put Adelant? Adelant's here, right? Adelant Archer is just slightly better, and therefore is B tier, and not C tier. Avid Kevron is a solid 3-star caster in my opinion. He's not gonna like be like, oh, he's no Umu caster, but he's in his own right. He's pretty good, and he's a 3-star too. So, I haven't really used him, so I can't really say otherwise. I hear Ivan the Terrible is really good, but once again, I don't use Ivan the Terrible either. Achilles I actually use. I say Achilles is a solid B tier. He's Scotty memes, and he's Scotty memes okay. So, B tier it is. Chiron I have not used as well, so I'm putting Chiron on the bottom. Sieg I've never used, but apparently he's really good. He's like at least B tier. Okita Alter is B tier. I love her to death, but like she needs to be better. She has a 30% battery, which is okay. She has like the attack and she has like the quick and buster up. She can do a buster chain for pretty massive damage, and she has an MP up. So like with a little support, she shines pretty well. So that's why I think she's a solid servant in the B tier. Okada Izo, I haven't used him yet much, so I'm putting him in the B tier anyway. I think he's a solid 3-star assassin. Salomon Aroma unfortunately is not, so I'm putting them in the D tier. It's because they give us the Kintoki and where is she? Oh, this B tier, no A tier. She has to be at least A tier. Yeah. There's Ishtar Rider, there's Kintoki Rider. Those two ruined 4-star welfare riders for us. That's why Salomon Aroma is just done. Doesn't say. Napoleon C tier. I think he's just okay. It doesn't impress me. Same for Sigurd. I like Sigurd though. I like both these servants, but personally, but realistically, they don't shine like a Miyamoto does, or like a Gilgamesh does. Valkyrie is, I think, a solid B tier. Her and Parvati are compared to each other, especially with the Scotty memes aspect. I will say Parvati's skills I think carry her in the long run as a standalone, which is why I put her in A tier, whereas Valkyrie's does not. That's why I put the Valkyries in B tier, because just because they don't carry as well doesn't mean they're bad. They're still very good 4-star Lancer. Scotty is A tier. She is not going to be put in S tier or S plus, because literally she is quick team memes, and if your team memes for quick memes, she's the go-to. Joan is a solid A tier archer. She is apparently really good. The further we get, the more we know about her. Also, she's a JoJo meme, and who doesn't appreciate JoJo's? Dolphins for days. Ibaraki Lancer I think is very solid, and I'll put her in the B tier. I think Valkyrie is still better. The Valkyrie is still better than Ibaraki Lancer. I've used Ibaraki Lancer to great success. I think she's a solid servant, especially with a little bit of support here and there. Ushiwaka Assassin is just really terrible. She can't Scotty leave. She can't do anything, and you know what? I'm okay with that. I still like her. You know, whatever. Where's S tier for moon cancers? Are great in this game so far. I'm not sure how the next moon cancer is gonna be. Last one? That's not the last one, right? But BB Summer's just really good. She has a niche that like you can abuse if you use it correctly, but like if you use her with BB, for example, like can probably very much abuse. But like otherwise, she's just a solid moon cancer. Meb Saber is actually very solid, A tier easily. She's almost as good as Suzuka Gozen, almost. MHXX is just, if you haven't noticed, all foreigners are great in this game. Okay, you know, she ain't no she's no Hokusai, but she's pretty dang good. She's the S tier. Demon Saber I haven't used, but I heard it's okay. Sitonai is a nice B tier alter ego. Her skills just work, and I appreciate that her skills just work. Shooting Caster is a S tier, in my opinion. I think she's almost as good as her assassin form, almost. So I'm putting her S tier. I think there's gonna be people that disagree with that statement, but I don't care. Zhang Yu I haven't used, but I'm gonna say he is C tier. I haven't used him that much. Prince of Nanning is it Landing? I haven't used him. I haven't used her. I have used Emperor, and he is pretty good. He's S asterisk tier, pretty good. He is the Joan replacement. I used him in one battle. I'm just like, wow, I can just be invincible for forever. This is stupid. So yeah, he goes in there. I haven't used her, unfortunately. Red hair is like, where's favorites? Because red hair's going in there. Boom. Well deserved red hair, in my opinion. Brad, I think this is she's okay, but like I think she's C tier okay. She's not B okay, so she's okay though. I think she's okay. I think she's pretty usable, but still there. I don't like Quet's ruler, but apparently she's good. But I'm gonna put her C tier anyway. Benny Emma I think is a solid B tier. Benny Emma's last skill is pretty dang good. Dude, where's favorites? Whew. Also, Benny Emma is like Mew. You must protect. Oh my god, I'm almost done. Mew is, however, unfortunately not that good. She has a 30% targetable battery, which puts her in C tier for a niche. But other than that, like she doesn't shine that much, even though she's the second most rare servant. She's the most rare servant alongside Asagami Fujino, who I put in the A tier. Murasaki Shikubu, on the other hand, is a solid A tier caster, in my opinion. I've used her a little bit, and I'm like, yeah, I think she's really good. I think she's pretty good. I think that A tier is well deserved. So the rest are Japan only. I'm looking forward to these two coming out. But these are Japan only, so we don't even know who they are. I'll pretend at least. But yeah, this is my tier list. It only took me 2 hours. I think I stopped explaining something. I was like, yep, this is gonna go here and that's it. But here comes the moment. Would I change anything? I might bump a few around here and there. I think the never using category is pretty accurate, unfortunately. I don't want Moriarty or Holmes, so like I'm not gonna get them. I'm not gonna pull for them. Ivan the Terrible maybe I might use. I think Ivan's like either B or A tier, actually, as a writer. I don't care about Nikola Tesla or Edison personally either. I might use Seek. I might cave and use Seek. I have an MP5. I might as well, right? And obviously, I'm gonna use like some of these characters right here. These probably Chiron will be used at the future. Let's see. Let's go to S asterisk. Do I agree with these S asterisks? I think I agree with all of them. I might move Kuro down one, but other than that, I think they're all well deserving of the S asterisk list. Musashi definitely deserves it because her skills is broken. Mash definitely. Giorgio's I think is a well-deserved choice. In fact, do I have one of each class? I don't have a saber here. I have a saber. I have an archer. I don't have a lancer. Rip lancers. I don't have a foreigner here either. Because I might actually make it here. If I were to put a lancer, who would I put? Probably Ku or Lancer Alter, maybe from the below, right? S tier. Do I agree with my well, like overall the S asterisk tier I agree with 100%. My favorites are all my favorites, like that doesn't matter, right? My S tiers. Do I agree with all these S tiers? I'm gonna say it now. I don't think so. I would say maybe I ranked both Emiya and Detroit Emiya a little bit higher than it should be, as well as Emiya Assassin. Maybe I'll move those to A. But I think Ku and Leonidas being here are important. Hans definitely needs it. I think Media Lily definitely deserves that spot. I think MHX Alter is a little high as well. I think she might have to be A tier, but I do agree that she could be an S tier, potentially. I think Sanzong and Ilya here is good. I think S tier having all three of Gilgamesh, Saber Archer, and Ishtar is important. I think people need to know that foreigners are just amazing in this game, so they have to be S tier or higher. Even Abigail knows how to put it S tier, maybe A tier, but S tier as well, alongside these guys. Yagyu is a disgustingly good Saber, and people should know that. And Shuden Doji as caster is also disgustingly good. I think Emiya, once he gets his buff so that he can change his MP type, is really deserving. But Detroit Emiya overall, he's like compared to Kuro, so he's really good. Merlin and Gilgamesh. Merlin, I think, will always have a spot in some people's teams, just because he does great things, and so he deserves a spot in S tier. Gilgamesh is a disgustingly good caster as well. He's like he does Shuten stuff different though. Session Kiara is a big like watch out for her kind of thing as an alter ego. She's probably the best, one of the best, if not the best alter ego in the game, I think right now still. And that's just facts. And Caesar is your budget Okita. Remember that. This man beat large, and went against his buffs, he's disgustingly good. So he deserves that S tier. A tier, I agree with, except Elizabeth. I think I ranked her a little too highly. She was early on. I might move Umu Bride up to S tier, because, like, you know, Musashi's like S asterisk. Okita wouldn't have been S tier if she wasn't like in my favorites list. She's the arts version, but like Yagyu, like I need to spotlight him. Like, so that she goes to A tier. Umu Bride is like a mixed bag of tricks. That's why I think. Otherwise, Saber Alter I think deserves it. Ramana, I think most of these all the 3-star archers, I think are all well deserving. Billy the Kid, even included. I think Joan Alter could have made it S tier as well as Ozymandias. But I think Joan Alter and Ku Alter being in the same tier, I think would make sense. I think I ranked Cersei. I don't know. So I think Cersei A tier is actually makes sense. I know there's people who would disagree with this. Scotty probably A tier might be a little bit high, like for JP, but I think that's fine for right now because we're still Scotty memeing, and we're gonna be Scotty memeing hardcore for a little bit of time. Excuse me. Tomo goes in and Suzuka goes in. Being here in the same, I think makes sense. I think Asagami Fujino also being the same as Tomo goes in makes sense because they're compared to each other. And Altera de Santa, I think, is a dark horse that definitely deserves to be A tier here. I think Heracles, Vlad, Paracelsus, Umu, Amakasushiro, like some of these are just no-brainers. I think if anyone's gonna question me, it's these two right here. It's Oda Berserker, it's a Noble Berserker, and Raiko Lancer. I'll say Raikou Lance is a very solid Lancer. So if you have her at like MP3, she's actually pretty shines. She shines in my opinion. Pravati just makes sense, I think. I use Pravati just for regular stuff, but I use Q a lot. So like Q, I think deserves to be A tier. Ozymandias is just really good for haha all you want. He's good. Quetz as well. I think Ozzy and Quetz. Yo, how's it going, man? I think Ozymandias and Quetzalcoatl are both very are like two of the best 5-star riders in the game, if not the best 5-star riders in the game. I put Francis Drake there, but Francis Drake is a little bit left. Francis Drake like is falling off, and Quetz and Ozzy will be not bad. That's good. And Umacaster I think could have made it to S tier because I rank Umacaster very high for like attack all, but I think single target servants in general that aren't named like Gilgamesh or Emiya just shine and will continue to shine as more stuff happens. They'll be at least like shooting good, right? So like I agree with the A. The B's, I think some of these could have made it a little bit higher. Arthur and Saber might have made it higher. Noble is here at the B tier. I think it makes sense. Tristan might have made it higher, but I think B tier is about right because no one uses Tristan except like me. Achilles here makes sense, but Achilles, Iskander, and Sir Drake all being the same is like that dichotomy of man. I feel like because I think Iskander and Sir Drake make sense, but Achilles should be either higher or lower than them. But because of that, they have to be in the same. I think Benny, Emma, and Sidson I could have made it a little bit higher, as well as these two. But I think these two are pretty similar in terms of Lancer quality. Also, Kamihime might be high. Some people will probably be like, "There's no way." These two being alter egos are really good, but I say free alter egos are as good as Passion Lip. Yes, I would say that. I think Wu Zetian deserves that place. Pence could have made it higher. She could have made A tier actually. Zero Fred I think makes sense here. Okada Izo could have made it higher as well, but I haven't used him fully. I started using him, so like I put him in B tier. I think that's deserved. I think Okita Alter unfortunately is well deserved in B tier. She doesn't shine more than this, which sucks because I want her to. Avicevron I think is a nice dark horse to put in here. I think him and Anastasia being the same show the qualities of Avicevron, and show that Anastasia's also exists. Brynhilde like could have been better, but like things have happened, so she's just like right here. I think MHX is good. It's okay, one man. It's okay. I spent 2 hours doing a tier list of all the servants out in Fake Grand Order NA, so it's understandable if these go overhead. I don't like Arjuna, but he deserves to be here. I love Karna, but he still deserves to be here. They're about equal in terms of quality, and then they're both deserving of the spot. No, Hamon and anime character? Hamon? That's fair, that's fair. Lancelot could have been higher, but I don't know. I think B tier is like almost too high from it. Kintoki should have been higher. I regret not putting Kintoki higher. I think Kintoki should have at least A, because Kintoki is a very solid servant. Nova's good. Mordred should be higher as well now I think about it. But that was not really two regrets. Putting Kintoki and Mordred in B tier instead of A tier. Alexander is good there. Minoru Reiko is good here. Unfortunately, that's like gonna be like Nightcris okay. I guess she even lower. Well, let's see. Simonai, unfortunately, Chevalier could have been higher actually, because Chevalier's gimmick. You love Morbay? Yeah, Morbay should have been at least A tier, right? Without knowing anything about the game, right? Blackbeard could have been higher, but I think this makes sense. Romulus makes sense. Shakespeare makes sense. Mephistopheles makes sense. Gilcaster could have been D tier even, but I think he's fine here. Steno I ranked higher than most people would. Steno would really burn immediately, but I think Steno and Carmilla are about the same quality of assassin nowadays. Rin close second? Yo, I got Rin faces up here for days too. It's sharp. Lu Bu being here I think makes sense. Spartacus makes sense. Q makes sense. I think Santa Alter makes sense here too. These two make sense. I wish they could shine a little bit more. Rogashiki Saber, I have an interesting love-hate relationship with. I love because Rogashiki, hate because she could be better. I think Astolfo, I think Edmond Dante's got the short end stick. I should have bumped it up to at least B tier, because just because he got overshadowed by Joan Alter doesn't mean he wasn't a good Avenger while we were using it. He was still really good. I think Ibaraki Berserker being in this tier list makes sense, but she could have been higher. I could have put higher for Zangyu and Sigurd as well. It's kind of my fault. Bradman, I don't know, is well deserved here. I don't like this Quetsu. I feel sad. Sorry for me. Paul Bunyan could have been higher actually, because he could have been. She could have been. I guess. In this game, I mean. Sasa Pariso could have also been higher because she's actually pretty like consistently good. I think this gimmick could have been higher too, Serenities, but she's here, and I think it's okay. Kotaro being with mom is alright. Neza, I think, is deserved here. Definitely a C tier servant. My D tiers, I agree. I actually don't agree with Asterios and Eric Bloodaxe now, if you think about it. Because they're like 2 and 1 star respectively, so they actually could be really good with Grails. But that would require Grails, and I wasn't thinking in terms of Grails. But if you Grail them once each, like they can have like the level, what's that, this level 70 then? Limit? 65? Whatever it is. Like they could have that, and then it's like, it's not as bad. This caster, I enjoy using her a lot though, but she deserves it. Yeah. I would almost say the Rider one could have been C tier, but I think they deserve. And yeah, they deserve to be there. Jiramuri is definitely ranked lower because the Ku and Ku prototype shine. It could have been C tier. No one uses Chris Babbage. Oh, this is a worst server in the game, practically. Jekyll and Hyde and Phantom of the Opera are just really bad, so they both deserve to be at least like either never using or D tier. I used him though. Hessian Lobo I wish was better. Anna could have been C tier. Joan the Arc, Alter, Santa Lily could have been at least C tier as well. I just don't like Vlad the Lancer, man. Liz Brave, my comment still stands. If you can get her to 200% MP gauge and use her skill that costs 100% MP gauge, it's just she does work. She becomes like practically B tier at that point. Marie Antoinette caster and Rider being the same is kind of offensive to me because I think Rider is definitely better. I saw the 100 personas shouldn't be here as well. I guess she could have been C tier. Geronimo unfortunately just got the shortness. Fiona apparently is really good, but I don't like him, so I put him D tier. So that is literally the opposite of favoritism. It's not favoritism. Hello Archer actually could be C tier if you use her like Helena in, where is she, A or B? B. In B tier. So she could have been C tier. Because you could use the kind of similarly. Uchiwaka's I wish was higher, but you know, we know she's bad. Joan Berserker could have been C tier as well, realistically. I agree with Shirazade, Cha-Cha, Nericrus Assassin being here. Sakamoto Ruma unfortunately got to shorten the stick. He's actually not D tier, he might be C tier. As for the never use or never using, I think it's a good list overall, right? It's a good list overall. Like Orion, I guess should. If I was gonna rank, Gil Saber would be C tier, Benkei would be C tier, Boliko would be D tier, Gil Caster would be B tier, D tier, C tier, C tier, probably B tier, A tier, B tier, B tier, I'd say B tier, C tier, no, B tier, B tier, both these B tier, A tier, A tier, A tier, A tier, Moriarty would be B tier or A tier, I'm not sure, maybe B tier, Rider of the Resistance, B, Holmes, B or A, Avenger would be, I don't know. No, it's a good thing. I haven't used these guys to like really like place them, so like it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So I think yeah, this is my tier list now. Favoritism, S asterisk S, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier, never used is the never used / not used. So that is all. I can't wait for some other servants to come out. Especially looking forward to like a lot of them that are coming out this year. But I'm gonna call it for now because it's been 2 hours and I should like go to sleep or something, right? It's like 3 a.m. my time. Anyway, guys, this has been Anime Fan RK2K. Thank you very much for watching. Have a very good night and peace. See ya.